What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back with my mum.
Hi everyone.
We've done quite a few of these now.
We are. I'm
you
enjoying
it.
it. Yeah, loving it.
Good. Hopefully you guys are as well.
Nice
you
to
seem
be
to
back
be.
again.
We're checking out Lost in the Pond again. We've done him before, haven't we?
Yes, he's funny.
Funny, witty,
Yep.
and informal.
Yep.
Like informative, not informal.
Informative.
How America makes Britain look like a tiny village.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that without even watching it.
Just like we know America's big, but again, it's just emphasises how big it is. Like you think, oh, we could drive from California to Texas. Oh wait, no, you can't. It's a 3-hour plane journey.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which we found out when we was in America.
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah.
we're going to do all these states, and it was like, oh, we're quite far apart. Even going from cities in the state.
I know.
Long coach
I don't think we fully realise how big it is. Really,
we did good though.
We did do good, but I don't think we can comprehend how big it actually is.
So this is just another reinforcement, and it's launched with always good videos. Launches links in the description as always. Are you ready?
Yep, ready.
Smash that button, guys. Smash that subscribe button. Let's get into it.
And at 874 square miles is larger than not just London, but half of the English counties.
That's probably just one state.
Hello, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to size. They say that size doesn't matter, but have they looked at a map recently? Because it does matter when you move from Britain to the United States of America. You see, somebody once said that the biggest difference between Britain and America is that Americans think that 100 years is a long time and that the British think that 100 miles is a long way. And I definitely used to think...
That is so true, bro. Like the history isn't as big in America, is it? In terms of years old, but like 100 miles is a long journey.
It is a long way.
People do that like just after work every day.
Oh my goodness, I can't even begin to imagine having to do that.
That's mad.
It is mad.
Like this. For instance, I used to think that travelling from my hometown of Grimsby to the city of Manchester was a long way, even though it was only 100 miles. But after moving to the United States, where long-distance commutes and cross-country road trips are not that unusual, I soon realised that Americans viewed 100 miles as no biggie. And as somebody who now fairly frequently does the commute from Chicago to Indianapolis, I have fallen in line with my American comrades. But just in case you don't believe me, or in case you're one of those British people that I often hear about, that comes to the United States and expects to see New York City, Las Vegas, San Francisco, and the Grand Canyon all in one weekend, then allow...
For a 184-mile trip, we'd be planning weeks in advance.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Packing our emergency bags. Just in case.
And that's like once a year thing max.
Yeah, if we're going to do it.
Me to present to you some maps. Some maps that highlight the scale of the United States in all its glory. Let's take a look. Firstly, let's take a look at the United States as a whole. If we include land and water, which we will be doing throughout this video, the United States has a total area of about 3.8 million square miles. In that respect, it could contain 40, not just Britain's, but UK's. And for clarification, the UK is Britain plus Northern Ireland. The biggest country within the United Kingdom is my home country of England. And you've almost certainly heard that the United States has an entire region named after it. Let's have a look at how they compare.
Oh yeah,
As
just a
the
small
United States
section.
goes, New England is a relatively small area of land comprising 6 states: Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. And despite the fact that 5 of those states feature in a list of the 7 smallest, the New England states combined are almost 22,000 square miles bigger than England. In fact, you could throw in Wales and Northern Ireland and New England would still come out on top. But even when you add in Scotland, there are certain other states that are bigger than the entire United Kingdom.
11 of them.
Now, long ago I made a video on the 11 states that are larger than the UK. But this video was mostly crap, and the chief complaint about it was that I didn't show any maps, so you just had to imagine it. Well, to show that I've grown as a YouTuber, and to visually put these 11 states into a UK context, I've put together a graphic. Have you ever seen those videos that compare the size of the Earth to the size of the Sun, and then the Sun to the next biggest star, and the next biggest star to the next biggest star, and so on? Well, I thought it would be fun to do the same thing with the UK, and its 11 American overlords. So here are 11 US states with a total area, that's land and water, that's larger than the UK.
Yeah, like Michigan. If someone said to you Michigan, you wouldn't think of it as being that big
no,
of a state, would you?
I'd think it was like one of our counties.
Yeah, exactly.
Like South Yorkshire or West Yorkshire, but
it's actually
not
bigger than the UK.
Bigger than the UK,
which is
completely.
Mad, isn't it?
It's beyond mad.
Again, it's just that, wow, it is actually massive.
Yeah, but actually seeing the map is that's good to show us, because you can actually physically see it there.
Yeah, definitely. Wyoming. Which is mad. A little fact about Wyoming is it's the least populated state. So I think, I don't know the number, but I think there's not many people there. I was going to say in the hundreds of thousands. So it's bigger than the UK, but there's hardly anyone there. I think that's the most least populated state.
I'll have to have a look what it's like then. I'll have a Google.
A lot of it's farmland and stuff like that. And then have you heard of Yellowstone before?
Yes.
That's where Yellowstone is, like the volcanic stuff and all that.
Right. Does the Netflix show Yellowstone come from there?
I've never seen it, so I don't know. But have you seen like the hot springs and stuff like that?
Yeah. That all comes
That's
from
where
there.
Yellowstone is.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
But like I say, so it's one of the biggest states, but it's actually hardly got anyone there.
We're not living in it.
Already.
Crazy.
What the UK? 60.
Crazy. Just the magnitude of the size of America, that is just
big jumps as well.
I know.
We've been to California.
Oh yeah, we've been to California.
No,
we've been to a very tiny part of California then.
Yeah, so we've done like here and here, and that's it.
We've done like a pin prick
when you actually think,
of California, like a dot.
We've been to 2 cities in California.
We haven't really. We've been to a dot in California.
Been to dots in Texas as well.
Yeah, small dot for the size of Texas.
Obviously Alaska.
Oh, I'd like to go to Alaska.
Yeah, it seems really cool. I wouldn't want to take one of them dodgy little planes in Alaska, though. They seem to crash too often.
No, but I'd like to go to Alaska.
I think you can get cruisers what go around America and go into Alaska.
Oh,
that'd be pretty cool to do one day.
We'll have to put that on our list one day. Alaska then.
Difference.
Now, if this were a game of top trumps, the United States would be winning by a country mile. Sorry. So before we continue, I am going to throw in a fun fact that allows the UK a moment of glory. The most number of US states that you could collectively fit into the entire UK is 10. Now, admittedly, it is the smallest 10, and those are West Virginia, Maryland, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Hawaii, Connecticut, Delaware, and Rhode Island. But one thing that you might notice about all of those, with the exception of Hawaii, is that they are east of the Mississippi River. But once you go west, things become so big that your eyes fall off. And something that really seems to get bigger out west are counties. You may remember last year I did a video on the differences between British and American counties, and one of those differences was size. For context, I want you to keep in mind that the largest county in the UK is North Yorkshire. This clocks in at roughly 3,341 square miles. So it is itself more than half the size of Northern Ireland. Well, at this point in the video, it won't surprise you to hear that the United States has well over 100 counties larger than that, and the vast majority of them are out west.
This is a custom sticker.
Now, if we allow for county equivalents like boroughs and census areas, Alaska has 2 county equivalents that are not just larger than North Yorkshire, but the entire United Kingdom.
Wow.
Alaska, you are massive and you need to be stopped.
That's just Alaska, though, isn't it?
You might say, well, Alaska's almost too massive, so this is just cheating. And it is true, Alaska is like the Galactus of American states. We should start calling it Galaska. But even if you drop down into the lower 48 contiguous states, there are some counties that are so big that they make certain countries look like quaint villages. Take, for example, the largest in the lower 48, San Bernardino County in California. At over 20,000 square miles, it's approximately 4 times the size of Northern Ireland and more than twice the size of Wales. And it's not alone. San Bernardino County is one of 10
massive, this
counties
town, isn't
with a
it?
square mile
It's all
area of
massive.
5 digits. Now, in both Britain and America, within your average county, you'll probably find a city or two, and it'll be of no surprise to you whatsoever that America's largest cities are larger than the UK's largest cities.
Shock.
When we were younger,
In the UK, the largest...
your granddad made us walk coast to coast. It was all our summer holidays. If we were doing that in America, we'd still be walking.
I was gonna say, you wouldn't stop
We'd be walking for years.
city by total area is comfortably London. In fact, at 671 square miles, it is the 3rd largest in Europe. Now, it's important to remember that that's before we take into account the wider metropolitan area. And indeed, before we do that, there are several cities in the United States that are considerably larger than 671 square miles. Surprisingly, none of these go by the name of New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles, though this changes somewhat when we do account for each city's metropolitan area. But again, before we do that, I've said do twice. The largest 4 places in America that you could reasonably define as a city are all located in Alaska. Anchorage, Juneau, Wrangell, and Sitka all measure well into the thousands of square miles. Now again, it's super Alaska, everything is huge. So instead, let's take a look at the opposite end of the country down in Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida is surprisingly massive, owing partly to the fact that it consolidated with
Yeah, we need to
Duval.
go to Florida one day.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do it straight away because like I don't want it to be like we've gone California, Texas, then the other big one. I want to do like a lower key state, which isn't as visited as much. But I want to do Florida eventually.
Yeah, I've heard so many people that have been to Florida Keys as well.
Yeah,
I
it
know
looks
about
stunning,
Florida
the
Keys.
Florida Keys.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it?
Yeah, boats and yeah, that's. I mean, I'm
Duval
just guessing.
County.
Well, yeah, we'll do a video because
Just from the
we've reacted
photos.
to a few videos, but some of it looks stunning.
Have you on Florida Keys?
Yeah,
Oh, I'd
so
like to
we
do that.
can do that.
Yeah.
In 1968. Nonetheless, when you add up its water and land area, Jacksonville is the largest city in the lower 48. And at 874 square miles is larger than not just London, but half of the English counties. Now, if you take into account the metropolitan areas of both Jacksonville and London, Jacksonville marginally comes out on top. And that's despite the fact, yes, I changed my shirt, and that's despite the fact that Jacksonville is significantly down the pecking order when it comes to America's largest metropolitan areas. In terms of square mileage, there are dozens across the country that outmatch it, but none more so than the San Bernardino metropolitan area, otherwise known as the Inland Empire. The Riverside San Bernardino, Ontario metropolitan area covers more than 27,000 square miles, almost the total area of Scotland. That's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments.
So there you go. America's quite big.
It's so big. It's just massive. We haven't really been to America, have we?
No,
We've
we've
only
been to little dots.
We've been to little dots of America.
We've
that's
done this
all.
big trip. We've been everywhere.
Yeah,
and
we've
it's like,
been. No, we haven't even started, and we're going to have to come every single year.
Yeah, we're
somehow,
gonna-
just
somehow.
to try and make a little indent into America.
Eventually get there.
Because we do love it.
At least we can say we've done multiple states. But,
multiple states.
You know, we haven't done much of a state.
Well, we've loved what we've seen so far, and it all
Definitely.
looks so good.
We need to do national parks next time, definitely.
yeah,
Archie a
yeah.
bit older, we definitely need to do them. We need to go because it's the end of my lunch. So smash the like button, guys. Smash the subscribe button. Enjoy that.
Yes, loved it.
Lost and Pond, funny as always. His link's in the description. And we'll see you legends in the next one.
Have a great day.
Peace.